What's going on, everyone? So, we all remember the voice changer that Ghostface used in Scream 3, which I actually liked. I actually thought it was kind of cool. I thought it was fun in a creative way, and, they explained it and justified it. And there's actually a deleted scene that shows how he actually created it and, how he got the voices on and everything, which I thought they should have left in the movie. I get it's like, kind of just like a scene just to have a scene, but I just felt like it was very significant to, like, because back in 2000, that voice changer was kind of like, well, that's weird. Like, how do you do all that? And look, there are things. I mean, for those that are old enough, do you remember, like, what were they called? The Teddy Ruxpin dolls or whatever, right? Where they had, like, the tape record, like, and you could record your voice and it would talk back to you and that. And then I remember having it was like a toy. It was like a recorder thing, and it would, like, you could record different voices on it and stuff like that. Like, there was things like that. Maybe not as advanced as, what was portrayed in Scream 3, but still, like, there was, it was something that you could kind of argue, right? However, now you fast forward to 2026 when this movie comes out, right? And the technology, especially with AI, is so much more realistic now. I mean, literally, you can create these things. You can you can download apps on your phone that will do, voice changing and, and you can train your voice through an AI software and all that stuff, right? There's YouTubers that do that. And, you have, like, all these, like, what is it, like Namecheap and all these other things that can create or Namecheap's the domain site. What is it called? Different AI softwares that can create this kind of voice, emulate this voice, right? And Natural Reader, there we go. I knew it'd pop into my head. Natural Reader is the name of it. Like Natural Reader, things like that, where, you can have AI voices, like, read and translate and do whatever you want it to do. So it just makes more sense in today's time. Now, obviously, the Scream movie, I don't think, is going to really do some AI replications of past Ghostface voices or anything like that. But you're seeing a ton of the past killers all being brought back, right? You've had Scott Foley, Matthew Lillard, right? You got Jill's coming back, right? You have several, you have Billy coming back again, although he was in 5 and 6, as the spirit, but supposedly he's coming back. You're seeing all of the killers of the past all starting to come back, and it's like, okay, what is it? Why is that? Right? Are they really going to do a new story with Stu? Are they really doing a new story? Like, is Roman alive? Like, what are we doing? Is Sydney having hallucinations again? Right? Is she seeing people and all the killers or something? Right? Like, which I think would be silly. Don't go that route. Or is it that you have the voice changer? Right? And you saw Scream 6 do it with the masks, right? Each killer's mask was left at the crime scene, right? Maybe you kind of piggyback on that, which I do think you could argue is a little silly. It's like, we've already kind of done that. Just instead of with the mask, now we're going to do it with the voices. But, I do think depending how they approach it, how they go about it, it could make for an interesting kind of, because again, like, Sydney's talked to all these killers, right? So, like, for her to be able to talk to her brother, talk to Billy, right? Like, and have Ghostface kind of play into that and manipulate her and kind of mess with her a little bit. I do think you can pull out some really cool scenes, kind of creative ways to bring back, like, Stu Macher and Billy Loomis and all these other characters that a lot of people really want to kind of see. Yeah, you might not be able to see them. You may just hear them. Now, look, I don't know. Maybe Matthew Lillard is really returning as Stu. Maybe they are using the Ghostface voice changer, right? And maybe Roman really is alive. Maybe that's why they're using the Ghostface voice changer, because Roman was the one that used it in Scream 3, right? So maybe these two really are alive. Maybe Stu and, Roman really are together, and they're, teaming up to try to take down Sydney this time. I think that'd be a little ridiculous. I think that'd be a little silly, even if either of them are alive now. Because again, it's just even Stu. It's been 30 years. Like, by the time this movie comes out, not even like a whisper. Like, we saw him on the board from an FBI agent say that he's dead, right? Like, and then she even relayed herself that he was dead. But whatever, right? Let's just look past that however you feel. But nonetheless, right? You're seeing all these past killers. Timothy Olyphane, he's expected to be back. Right? Like, again, like, these killers are coming back for a reason. Right? Are they all alive? No. Like, there's no way. Unless we're getting to, like, some, like, supernatural zombie territory. So, to me, it's either hallucinations or it's the voice changer. And there have been rumors that are going around now. Again, I say rumors because everything's a rumor until it actually is confirmed. There are rumors going around from credible people that there is going to be that it's actually a Ghostface voice changer, right? That Stu and all these killers are coming back because of the Ghostface voice changer. Now, does that mean that Stu isn't coming back and all that? No, I mean, it's very possible that he does, but it's just, as far as like what's going to happen, it appears that all these names that we're all familiar with and accustomed to are all coming back because of this voice changer. And again, I don't mind that. Like, sure, like I've said, like, I don't want them to keep digging up the past, right? Like, I even talked about in Scream 5, like, did Sam really have to be Billy's daughter? Like, what about that made it so she had to be his daughter? Nothing. Right? Like, yeah, Richie says, oh, I want, how cool is it that, Billy's daughter, right? Like, he wants to replicate Sydney's life and create the new movies, but with Billy's daughter, right? Okay, you could have done the same thing and it not been Billy's daughter, right? You could have just been like, I just want you to be the new Sydney, blah, 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 blah. And you could have had some tie-in or whatever, right? Maybe Sydney was babysat by, Sydney used to babysit them or something like that when they were little. Whatever, however you want to approach it, right? There's a million ways that you go about it. I don't want to keep drawing up the past. I don't want to have to keep go like, oh, well, now we got this, and it's just like, come on, man. Like, Scream 5, all right, fine, I get it. It was the fan film. It was the love letter. You got me. Fine. I'll buy it. I'll subscribe to that. But now it's just like, okay, well, now Scream 6, you're taking a book out of Scream 2, and it's like, now Scream 3, what? You're going to have Roman's gonna have a long lost brother, too. So Sydney actually had two brothers this whole, like, it's so silly. Right? Like, I really hope they don't do that. And for those that are like, like, because I've seen the comments, right, where people are just like, you may be jumping into this too fast. And you're right, I could be. But again, what is the history of these Scream movies shown? These last two Scream movies, what have they shown? That every time I've jumped to this conclusion, I've been right. Right? So again, if somebody shows you who they are, you believe them. All right? Like, if I keep trying to give you, at what point do I stop giving you the benefit of the doubt? Right? Like, we've seen them do the fan service. I basically gave you and laid out, and I didn't know. I didn't read the script none of that. I just went off of like what we saw in Scream 5. I was like, they're going to do the gender swap parent again, and they're going to copy several versions of Scream 2 because they did that in Scream 5 and blah, blah, and I'm going to hate the movie. And they did that. And guess what? I didn't like the movie. I care less about the movie, right? Because again, if I want to see Scream 1, 2, and 3, I can just watch Scream 1, 2, and 3. I don't need a modern remake of 1, 2, and 3, right? Yeah, did they do different things? Yeah, were things different? Sure. But again, I've said it before. It is the perfect example of copy my homework, but change it so we don't get caught. That's literally all it is, right? And I don't need a rehash. There's so many things that Scream has not done that we can do, that even if it's been done to death in other franchises or other films, right? It's never happened in a Scream movie. So if you don't have a creative idea, like, take one of those ideas and just do it in the Scream movie, and then at least it's unique. At least it's different. And I see people trying to justify it, like, oh, but how is it the same? Because it's the same. What do you mean, how is it the same? Just because it's the father instead of the mother, and they added to, the siblings, doesn't mean it's not the same idea. It's the same exact idea. It's the good old-fashioned revenge for the child that was lost, and it's the parent that's doing it. Right? Like, it's the same thing. There is no like, oh, well, you know, it's not the same because, no, it's the same, literally the same thing. Right? But anyway, my rant's over. My rant's done. As always, this is a discussion, and I pass question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you like the idea of doing the voice changer? Do you want them to do the voice changer? Do you think like, nah, like, you know, stay away from that. Don't do that. I mean, they have to be doing it because all these, either Sydney's seeing all the ghosts of the past or it's a voice changer. Right? Because all these people are being hired. So anyway, again, however you feel, love to hear it either way. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.